Hey, it's Will from Garage Built Athlete. You've just caught me editing the latest YouTube video, which you're watching. So, in some weird time travel universe, that will all make sense. Matt recently came over for a family thing, and we had the opportunity to spend some time together. Just a morning, so we got some training in. Went and did a CrossFit style workout with clean and jerks, handstand push-ups, and deadlifts first thing in the morning. That was a 6:30 a.m. class. Came back here to GBA HQ, had some coffee and food and a bit of a catch up in the garden, which I've recorded because I wanted to test out these fancy little lapel mics, which I bought to see if we could improve the audio on the videos that I do. After the chat, we trained again at GBA HQ. A little bit of a burn up on the ergs, some cardio. So for your enjoyment, if you liked the podcasts of years gone by, maybe you'll like this. Chill out, grab yourself some food, have a listen to me and Matt chatting about all sorts: sleep, ice baths, food, training, banks, neighbours' dogs, all kinds of stuff. And let me know what you think.
Perfect. Put that on the old thingy. Let's do a test video. Let's stick it like. If you had a hat, stick it on a hat.
Put my hat on. Should we try it on the hat?
Yeah. You do one on the hat and I'll do one on the chest.
When Harrison had it on his shirt, it looked a bit weird, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's right on the piss.
Where does it go? I'd clip it where it looks weird, so I can clip it on here or something.
Yeah, maybe like next, like there. Yeah, that looks good. Cool as you can get with a
coffee
mic clipped onto your hat.
My coffee out there?
Oh man.
On the chair, no? In the chisel.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't go for it when you've clipped up and you're mic'd up.
Do a massive turnout.
Or we could test them out, because I don't know.
Turnout test.
I haven't charged them since I got them. I don't know how long they'll actually last.
Bag is smashed. Smash fest. The grinder.
Deadlift C.
Pretty sick. I don't have to change the car. Thought it was going to be because it was like 28 for 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper, much cheaper to drive than it is to get a taxi. It's not actually 2 days, because I dropped it. I think they're going to make me pay when I go for sure. They dropped it at like 10 in the morning. No, 7:30 in the morning on Wednesday. Went through one complete day to Thursday, and I was supposed to pick it up at 9:30 this morning.
Which is more than 2 days.
Exactly. So that's already 2 days. And he's saying, no, if you pick it up today, it's the same day, so there's no extra charge.
Yeah.
But if he's told me that, worst case, then
maybe he didn't reckon English very. Just said yes, no.
Because I asked him twice. Because I was thinking this isn't going to work. So I said, no, listen. It's supposed to be 9:30 this morning. I'm going to pick up at 9:30 tonight. He's like, no, it's fine. Have a nice flight.
Cool.
Okay, I will. I should have changed the flight earlier. They were like 40 quid 2 weeks ago or something like that. And they went to like, even less, it was like 30. I think it was like 30. And they went 40, 50. And it was 50 on Tuesday. And then yesterday it was 100. But lesson learned.
At least you got a little hug from mother.
Yep. Mazar, a little train. The box a bit more cash.
Yeah.
Hang out with you for a bit.
Yeah.
A little drive back with the Russian.
Dostoevsky.
Yeah. It's good. What's that thing? A receiver, is it? On the...
Yeah. We got 2-to-1 receiver. It comes with a USB-C. You can plug it into a phone. It also comes with a 3.5mm jack, so you can plug it into a camera. Or test it out like this. I know they work, but I don't know how long they last.
Is the foam roller there on purpose?
The foam roller there is to shield the phone from the sun. If it gets too hot, it just goes, I can't do things.
No,
Like,
too hot.
It'll also be interesting to see how much noise these birds and when the dogs wake up. What that actually...
The bird noise isn't so bad, is it?
No.
When we were filming that video for this thing, it was in what they call the presentation room, so it needs to be super quiet. So they've got a lady there who's like controlling all the noise, so like an audio technician. And there was Tony, the guy I used to live with, doing like the art direction, and this guy Matt doing the lighting and somehow assisting Tony. And the lady's like listening to the audio, and she can hear everything, like everything. So you can hear out from inside, you can hear outside, like planes flying over, and like the water going through the pipes and stuff. And stop like 2 or 3 times. They had to close the toilets again. Water's going across the top of it.
That Rode mic that I've got from when we were doing the podcast before was like that. Like you can just hear everything. I mean, that's what they're designed to do, but then you need some sort of noise cancelling. Like say if you've got an audio editor, if you've got a sound technician, you can do that stuff. But these ones are on, I think these are on like noise reduction mode. It's got 3 modes. What's the miscellaneous Chinese Temu brand. Got that little Gorilla Pod tripod as well from there. So super handy.
Yeah, really cool.
Well, I had one. Claire had one, and I used it quite a lot. And then she wanted to use it, so I got that one.
You've got a little one, big one like that.
I've also got an actual tripod coming as well, so like a full stand-up.
Should put the date for the podcast in. Said we'd do that, and then all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Food got out of control.
Yeah.
Just write down your food stuff, and I'll just do that. Probably too little. That's what I do. Breakfast, that's not far off what I eat for breakfast. I have some more water and so on. I have like a collagen thing. There's nothing. I could eat that for breakfast. I would have probably.
I've also had a banana as well.
I would have, like, if I had some fruit, I would have probably a bit of fruit, the porridge and oats, and then I would have, I just put oats in a glass, fill the glass, and I just put water in, and I just put it in the fridge overnight, and then I just eat it with water.
The old overnight oats, boy. Overnight water. Oats water.
But it actually tastes like oat milk in the end, because they make oat milk in it. So it's like, it sort of comes with its own free oat milk. You don't need to put milk in. Like, yeah, free oat milk. So I have
when I don't have a banana, as soon as I get up before I train and I chop it up and put it in that oats, man, that's good. It's like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's a bit too complex for me. I have to just have like, I prepare now I only just got this collagen. Prepare the collagen one. I have creatine, one that I put in, or that I've been taking for a long time. So I put the collagen and the creatine in one glass. Then sometimes I have a tea, like I make a tea and put that in the fridge. I do the oats and put that in the fridge. So I've got like a row of glasses, and then I do the protein shake just like a normal amount.
But chopping a banana is too complicated. For my Michelin star chef, just boil water, chemist.
So that's too complex.
Too complicated.
I can peel the banana.
No. I can peel it. I can eat it. It doesn't need another step.
It needs to be the least resistance possible. Like, all I have to do is walk up to this banana, take it out of its jacket, and eat it.
Yeah.
Not manipulate the banana in any way. I did used to do some quite nice overnight oats. I'd like put some yogurt in there, some oats, and a bit of peanut butter. Good.
Yeah. It's another element.
Work.
That's what I like about that protein powder. It's like got the peanut butter taste in it. It's good.
Which one is it?
It's My Protein, just their normal way.
It's quite good now. I don't think it was very good for a while. It's cheap. I was like, it's really cheap for a reason.
Yeah.
And now it's not so cheap, is it? But actually,
it's still good. Like you can't really match it for value.
I got a nice one because I go to a shop because I'm all about that. Going to the shop life.
Physical shop.
I went to a physical shop, which is in Salzburg called Atom Body, which is cool. And it's got like one of the only shops I've been to, apart from that little one in Spain I used to get stuff, and that has animal pack stuff in stock. Although now they stopped having the powder, the animal pack powder, which is a bit frustrating.
Yeah,
I really like that.
There's some orange stuff at some point of that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting from there. I tried the cherry one. Oh god damn, that's disgusting.
Really?
The orange one is doable, but the
yeah.
cherry one, it's like I don't know what they made those cherries out of. Like it's unreal.
Whale testicles.
Oh my god, it's awful.
Got to get that whale testicle in.
Rank, man. But, so I tried the cherry one, didn't work. Like the orange one still, and I can't really find the tablets here. I'm not sure if people just don't like those tablet ones because they're like 13 tablets on. So like, I managed to get to one point where I could neck
the whole thing
packet.
Yeah.
So I started to get the orange one, and now they don't sell the orange one. But in this shop, so the point of the story was, they have you seen the Trek brand? I think it's a Polish brand.
Trek?
Trec.
No.
Pretty cool. And they have some quite cool stuff, and they just started to do a reasonable price protein again, which is 2 kilos. Cheap, 2 kilos for 45 euros. But everything else, because I used to really like Optimum Nutrition was like my favourite one.
Yeah, yeah,
really good.
Good for blending as well.
Really, I think they do something better than everybody else somehow. Whatever they. And I was like, oh yeah, I like that one. But that's, I think it's 90 euros for 2 kilos. I used to get it in Decathlon in Spain. It was like 40.
Yeah,
45.
they're expensive.
I don't know what happened, if there was like an import tax increase or something on product from the States, because also Animal Pack jumped up double. They used to pay 30, I think, for the, and it wasn't popular. I think they hung in there long enough that now people know about it, and now it's like a fashion thing almost. I got a cool one the other day. I couldn't resist. They got me. They trapped me. I got a stack because I like both of those. I had took them for ages, M-stack and stack.
Yeah.
I got a stack because I was taking this like testosterone support thing, which was quite good. But what I wanted was a multivitamin, but then everything altogether is so expensive. It's like 200 euros a month.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can't get all of these things. This is too much. So I changed my testosterone support thing.
Is that Animal Pack one? Was that an animal test?
No, because that's insane. That one's 115. And I tried it a long time ago when it first came out, and it made me feel sick. It was weird, like really weird. So I was taking like...
have that with zinc. Zinc makes me feel ill.
Zinc is okay. But I was taking like a ZMA, but the ZMA on its own was like 40 euros. And I was like, what? Is it like ZMA gold or what? So I changed that one for a 16 euro one. But then because I saved 25 there, I put the money into the animal stack one. Then, as I took the animal stack off the shelf, there was one normal one, and there was one with 2 free packs. I was like, okay, well, you got me. So I took the 2 free packs one. Behind that stack was M stack with a free T-shirt.
Oh
god damn! Okay,
I scooped a lot.
But it's like the original classic animal yellow.
Yeah. With
the animal just in big type. I would be sick, actually, pretty sick as a GBA one. Animal, big black logo on a bright yellow shirt. And then it's got like the guy, there was this sort of negative image of a guy. So I think
he's in the eye, isn't he? It's like the person is the eye, the letter I.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, it's like the pack is black and he's like a negative in white, and it's like his shoulder, and you just see this sort of negative impression of like this big white
massive shoulder
on yellow, and then it's got a little thing on the back, little tagline saying "Ill not born" or something like that, cool. Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah,
and then a little animal in the back. But,
but
it's so funny because it's an XL, but it's clearly not an XL. I bought a medium.
Chinese XL. It's
like at a push. It's like a big medium, but they've done it XL because then
people think that they're extra large.
It's a nice T-shirt. It's quite thin, but it's a nice T-shirt. I couldn't resist. I was like, "You got me, you suckers."
Old what's his name? Lee on GBA.
My mate.
No, the fucking massive dude. Yeah, he's got some sort of animal connection, isn't he?
Yeah, because he was in the army, wasn't he?
Yeah,
It was like some sort of animal veterans thing. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Lee Jones.
That's one.
What's up, big dog?
Yeah.
Lee Jones. Shout out.
Oh, hi everyone. It's Will and Matt here from Garage Bit Athlete. Just chilling on the swing of the
Chilling
garden.
like a pair of villains
Inviting you to join us.
over here. Word
Testing
up,
out some microphones.
word up, Lee Jones.
I like that of when you hear Joe Rogan's podcast and it just starts and they're already in a conversation. And you're like, oh, what are these guys talking about?
Yeah,
and then you're like,
what
got me.
are these two up to?
Got me.
You just
He was
trapped me.
He was
sucked me straight in.
talking yesterday when I was listening to his one about how this Derek from More Plates, More Dates goes on all these other podcasts. And he's like, there's so many people buzzing around doing things. He said, your setup here is so good because you've got this, look, me, you and Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And he's going, yeah, but Jamie does the work of 3 people. And he's like, we're such a good team. But yeah, you go on, he said, the whole point of it is that there's no distractions.
Mm.
So you haven't got like two-way mirror with a team of producers behind it and somebody going and fixing the audio and thinking about this, and you can just have a conversation with someone. And I thought, yeah, we're going to get the best out of people.
Managed to make it look like it's basically 2 people having a conversation when actually it's a fully produced TV program now.
Yeah.
Our one is just 2 people having a conversation.
Yeah, we're just having a chat after we trained.
Chilling.
And then we're going to train again before 11:20 and get a shower
Precisely.
Precisely 11:20.
I better not hang around here testing this too much.
No.
I was thinking about, can you do a live streamed thing with the mics on, and you could somehow like train live, but one in here, one in Austria?
I don't think the receiver would. I mean, it works to the end of the garden.
A bit short.
But you would have to have, say, your setup there and then link to a call with me and both have the. Like, I probably wouldn't work out with this on unless I was able to put it on a hat. Because imagine cleaning a barbell or something or a dumbbell or whatever.
I could somehow do it with it on.
Yeah, that's the hat is the way a lot of people go. Just chuck it on the old hat. This is.
So is it better than those external mics that we've got, or the same? Or I mean, in theory, it's worse now because it's smaller, so it can't.
It shouldn't be as good quality. Yeah, and it's not like wired in, and it's got to get from here to there through the air.
So maybe there's some lag.
But we'll see. But that's the thing. Like, obviously talking about spending time on Instagram and stuff and all that kind of thing. And now you see everybody who like got these lapel mics. They make such a big. Oh no, I know what I'm talking about, but I'm just gone. They make such a big thing about holding the microphone like this, and it reminds me of that scene in Star Wars where turn off all the garbage controllers in the detention level. C-3PO's like, oh my god, what? But they're talking into these things like this, so the whole audio is just like this. It's like, dude, just take the lapel mic out of your hand,
put it on your lapel. That's what it's for.
But yeah, and it's so distracting now because that's now all I can see when I'm watching these videos. It's like these dudes like walking around. They've got this microphone here, and it's just like it's meant to be like minimally invasive. Stick it somewhere, you can have it. And when I'm watching Zach Tallender videos and he's training, he takes the mic off, but he has a resistance band sometimes on the squat stand, just wrapped around the squat stand. So he unclips the thing and he just clips it onto the resistance band, so you can still hear him talking whilst he's doing his stuff. And you obviously hear the sweet clang of the weights and stuff.
Clang, more plates, more clang. Derek.
Yeah.
Less weights, less dates.
But I really like that sort of style. I like that conversational style. But those guys are also like this. They'll be sitting out in their driveway, but then they'll also have the barbell set up. So then they'll go and do whatever session that they were planning on doing that day, and then they'll also just chat some.
Is it like this Twitch thing? The same sort of thing as that? Because that's like a live stream.
Yeah, that's streaming to. As far as I know, it's just he has a YouTube channel, but he also has like a what's the Patreon? Yeah, so his programming and stuff and everything he does in terms of programming, he just goes, right, if you subscribe however many dollars a month, you get access to all of the programming. And I've just gone through this program and this is what I did for myself, and that's now available on my Patreon, so go ahead and check it out.
It's quite interesting if there's like minimal adjustment or processing and stuff to do, but I bet there's not, is it? Because like when we were doing the podcast, you have to go and I don't know if we did in the end, but like watch the whole thing.
Yeah. If you want to get shorts and clips and things from it, so he's he has an editor, and he was talking about it on a recent one that I watched. He's like, okay, so I've got like 10 grand's worth of camera and microphone equipment, because I've got a camera there, a camera there, camera there, I've got these mics, and then I'm paying so and so, I can't remember the guy's name, but he'll talk in the video, and he'll say, oh, say it's Justin or whatever. You go, right, Justin, let me get a graphic on here for the thing. So he's actually telling the guy, so the guy's then, right, okay, at this point in the video, I'm going to have a graphic up. So there's an editor that edits all of his stuff, which I'll get Harrison to do when he's old enough.
It's mad that you can be like a one-man TV production company now.
Yeah.
So inaccessible.
Yeah.
Such a long time. And whoever had that vision of YouTube at the time, because like we've been on YouTube from the beginning of YouTube, but I'd never really realised like, okay, yeah, this could be a thing.
Because I remember it coming out. I remember it launching.
I also wasn't into
cat
TV.
videos on.
I mean, I was like, no, TV, oh god.
Yeah.
And didn't realise that like YouTube at some point would replace TV.
Yeah, I remember thinking, I was working at Norwich Union, and I must have been 18, 19, 20, something around there. And I remember it launching, and I was like, what, you just put your videos on the internet? What's the point? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, cool. And then I had my iPod with a dial on the front and cranking around on the tunes, like this massive, however many, it's probably like 4 gig or something or whatever it was, but it was massive, like heavy thing, silver back. And you could get the back engraved on your iPod. Just carry that around in your pocket with actual cash. Yeah. I even remember, of course I remember, I was alive at the time, but I remember when they went from,
I can't remember.
When they went from signatures, like signing for stuff in shops, to PIN numbers. And I was like,
what if someone knows my PIN number?
Yeah. So clearly, of course, but there's no risk that there's physically written on the back of the card the security answer that you need to use this card. And I remember having like signing, when I was working in TOG24, like you rip the thing off the machine, you hand it to the person, they sign the receipt, and then they give it back to you, and you check. You go, yep, this is legit. There you go.
It's funny though when they changed from PIN, because now some coaches you don't even have to use PIN, do you? And it can be quite high.
There's £100 limit on contactless. It was 50 before. Yeah. But then with COVID, they pushed it up. Yeah. And then even the petrol stations, there was a max, like £99. You couldn't spend more than £99 on the self-serve petrol stations. The price of petrol went up to like £1.90 a litre. And you're like, well, I can't put this in my car now. So yeah. But I forget that, because I always have to remember what my PIN is for when I go and fill up with fuel, because I like using the self-service ones. But some of them don't have the self-service. So like I go to them and then I'm like, oh, I need to know my PIN, but I don't, because I'll go in and I've spent 80 quid and it'll just be like, bing. Yeah, okay, cool. And away we go.
It's quite an interesting shift which sort of happened and nobody really paid attention, did they?
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, now what happens if someone steals my card? Like they can go around, as long as they don't spend any more than 100 quid.
They just, they blip it a few times, and then somebody goes, this isn't right.
Well, the cool thing now is it tells you, doesn't it, immediately, like on my phone, on my main current account, when I make a purchase, every time I make a purchase with that card, it tells me on my phone that someone's paid. Which then I was thinking, oh, well, this makes sense, doesn't it? Because as soon as it
you'd be like, well, that's not me.
Phone, well, I haven't got it, so I just straight away. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Swiping. Although my nationwide one's a bit awkward, because that one, when I use it, I think that one I always need to use the PIN.
Yeah.
Okay. But online as well, when I pay for anything online, it always needs me to use the card reader. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Card reader, I don't know where the card reader is, or
turned that off in the app now. So what means you're doing? But you can update it when you're here. No? Can you update the app now? Like get on the Play Store, update it, and then it takes it. They've taken out the majority of authorization for card readers, and you can use face recognition and thumbprint as well in the app.
Long way behind. Yeah, I'll try.
Give it a whirl. It's on the Wi-Fi.
I got Revolut, was pretty cool. Revolut online.
Other banks are available.
Yeah, not many though. Because on that one, you can get like a basic account, which is pretty cool, and it does or like exchange, and you can have different pots with different currencies in, which is interesting. On the middle one, I think there's like a premium plan. You get with this premium plan free. It's like €8 a month, which is not cheap.
Yeah, it's
get,
free.
Yeah, it's free. It's like
It's €8 a month.
You get Headspace with it, which is over €100 a year. You get this sleep app thing, which is crazy. I'll show you that. It's like a sleep recorder thing. Nuts, man. I'll show you. That is funny.
What? So when you wake up in the morning, it's like got everything you said, like when it makes noise. That's funny.
When you're like swearing and shouting in your sleep.
I wouldn't have thought you'd been into that.
Well,
Something listening to you, but
it's only listening to me.
It's only listening to you go.
Listen to me snore and swear. Basically.
Yeah,
no, it's just funny, but the novelty wore off pretty quick. But because I was trying to focus on my sleep,
yeah,
it didn't really help because I just found out. Well, actually, even though it feels like I don't sleep, actually I sleep more than I think, but I still don't sleep enough.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, now I know that. Now
well, that's the thing with all these. It's like the cardio mood and the whoops and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, your sleep quality is this.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what?
Yeah.
It's like, what do I do? I was watching. There was a clip of Matthew Walker. It was just literally just a little clip about when you. It was talking about getting more sleep, but you want to get more sleep at the end of your sleep, not at the start of your sleep. So there's less benefit of going to bed earlier than there is for staying asleep longer. That's where it's at. Yeah,
that's the bit that I can't get.
Yeah, well, you can't if you've got 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. meetings.
7 till 7, mate.
7 till 7. What a life.
Right.
What a flex.
All about it. That's not the flex you're looking for, is it? It's not the answer.
Yeah.
But the sleep app is pretty interesting because it shows you the sleep cycles. So you can see, and actually, I was really surprised because I sleep really deeply. And I thought I didn't go to sleep very fast.
Uh-huh.
But actually,
gone.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I honestly thought, like last night, it felt like I didn't sleep at all, but it was eating those massive cakes. I honestly thought it takes me an hour or 2 hours, something to
fall asleep.
But this sleep app thing is like, touch the bed. You have to be a bit careful with your phone because you put your phone down before. So if you're trying not to look at your phone, or you know what I mean, then it already thinks you've started to go to bed. But you can start the sleep recorder thing. So you can say like, okay, I'm going.
Now I'm going to bed.
Start it, and then it was like 2 minutes, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And then the thing's finished, and then it was like going until 2 or 3 in the morning, sometimes 4. But then it's like wake up at 4, and then it's like on and off.
Is that connected to any like a device, like a wearable?
It's just listening to
you. Okay, it's listening.
Yeah, it's literally on.
But if you were just laying there, dead quiet, awake, would it think you're asleep?
I think it's quite sensitive because it can. I think it listens to your breathing pattern because you can really hear
when you're asleep.
Yeah, when you're asleep.
Yeah,
it's really.
That's because
they're basically paralysed.
Yeah.
Aren't they,
when I fall asleep and then I wake myself up, I'm like, it's that little bit, that little whoosh that I like. It's like, oh yeah, here it comes.
I like the reverse of it. When I wake up, I'm like, oh, I don't feel. And then if I try and just calm down, isn't the right word, but be still, and not think. So it's almost like a meditation thing. I can get into this like floating feeling of meditation. It's mad. It feels amazing, but I can't do it consistently. I used to be better at doing it. It's like, and then I can see because I'm not very visual. When I close my eyes, I did a thing at Triumph like 10 or 15 years ago. Other jobs are available, and they were.
Visualize this thing. I can just see some dark stuff.
I told you about it, did I?
It rings a bell.
It's basically that. It's like they were saying, okay, when I say the word fire, what do you see, feel, what images come into your mind?
Yeah.
Like fire, and it's like, oh, I can feel warmth and crackling.
Yeah.
Like,
dancing flames flickering round me.
And they're like fire. Like, oh, I see a fire engine going down the street. Like, fire. Oh, I just imagine sitting next to a really burning log fire reading a book, and then fire. And I was like, nothing, black, nothing. I'm not very visual, but there's some window when I wake up, and it's not a concentration. It's weird. It's kind of like concentrated but relaxed, and I can feel my brain relax. It's mad.
Well, that's like a focus state, isn't it? Like when you're focused, you're not wound up. I think like you're kind of like
the
like
state.
like you're concentrated. Like when you're like we're talking about playing Gran Turismo. Like when you're playing Gran Turismo and you're in like a really good
My first love.
yeah, yeah. But you're relaxed playing it and you're enjoying it. And it's just like, but you're on it, like you're hitting all the apexes, you're getting on the gas, you're making up time, you're like, and that's kind of that isn't like a stressful state, but you are concentrating and getting everything right. So, but maybe that's also like as your brain is coming out of that sleep mode, you've also got whatever leftover bits it's trying to put in the right place and stuff.
Really
and it's
relaxed. It's weird.
cool.
So like I wake
Because
up.
bed's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I don't really like it that much. Like I wake up and I'm like,
I love it.
So
I bloody love it.
Get up. But I don't want to get up. And if I've got a bit of time, it's like okay, but then just relax. But I don't. It's some sort of intermediate state. I mean, maybe it is some sort of actual sleep state. But it feels like an intermediate state between like actual sleep and being awake. But it's not like napping.
Yeah.
Because I'm conscious of what my brain is doing.
Yeah.
And I can see really vivid images. Like it's like I've got my eyes open and I can see, but I'm completely relaxed. It's mad.
Yeah, I get that on the way into sleep. Yeah, I'll start thinking about stuff, and I'll start relaxing, and then I'll feel my breathing like go like, and then I'll feel like it's almost like a weight just pushes on my body, but the stuff I'm thinking about, I'm like, okay, that's a dream now happening, but I'm aware it's a dream now happening because everything is very clear, and I'm like, well, I'm not actually doing that because I know I'm in bed, but that's the bit I like, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I like,
baby.
Lucid dreams.
Yeah.
Did you ever try GABA?
No.
That is like that because I don't have that experience when I go to sleep. I'm like lying in bed and then I'm awake.
And then you're awake in bed. Yeah. And then you're trying to get back to sleep.
So I don't get this like falling asleep thing. Sometimes, very, very rare. But this GABA, I can't say the actual word. The gamma something butyl something. When you take it, it's supposed to relax you, but you feel your body relax. It's weird. You feel your body relaxing and your breathing slows down. So it's like you're going through that sleep state, but you're awake.
Yeah.
You're like properly awake, but you feel your body going into the sleep state.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Like your breathing gets heavy and it's like it's hard. It's a bit hard to breathe because everything really slows down and then everything gets really heavy and you're just sort of lying there and it's like, oh my God, I feel a bit paralyzed, but not.
Yeah. Well, I don't like. So I've used melatonin, but I don't like waking up the next day because I mean, I literally have drugged myself, and I feel like I've drugged myself in the morning. I'm like, oh my God! And especially when you got to get up at like 5:30 and then go do a mental workout, it's like, but sometimes like I can't switch my brain on, especially recently. Just can't switch my brain off. I'm like, right, give me the melatonin. I'm going.
The main win for me about sleeping is, do I feel better the next day or not? Like I'm not really, I don't really care if I've actually fallen asleep. If I didn't fall asleep, but I felt amazing the next day, fine.
Well, that's it. It's not so much about the journey; it's about the destination, isn't it? It's like, well, do I? I just need to feel. It doesn't matter if I had 12 hours sleep. If I wake up and I feel like crap, if I sleep too long, if I stay in bed too long, it's awful. Like, it's horrible. It's like I go, oh man, I'm getting bed sores. Yeah, and it's like
it gets even shorter now though because I think I don't sleep that much. I'm like sleeping probably 5 hours or something like that. Probably. And like if I sleep a bit longer, like if it gets into like 6 or 7, it hurts to like stay in bed.
Yeah, that's approaching the your golden years where you only sleep for like 3 hours, but then you nap all day.
Yeah, maybe I just
like old people. They're just up at 4 a.m. vacuuming. Dusting.
Get out of the nap habit.
I haven't done much napping recently.
I think it really, when you have your food under control, I think it makes a big difference because if basically that like lunchtime carb hit, if you go for that, that's what triggers the nap.
Yeah, and for me, it was when I stopped having caffeine first thing in the morning because I was like now, like this is a normal kind of caffeine intake day. So I'll get up and I'll train 6:30 in the morning. come back, and then I'll have a coffee at around between 8 and 9 a.m. So I've already been like 2.5 hours awake. But whereas before I would get up, grab like a can of Monster, and I'd have like a half a can of Monster during training. And then
you're already in this cycle.
And already, blocking the adenosine and all that kind of stuff like straight away. Whereas this is kind of like, I'll have maybe a coffee at like, between 8 and 9, maybe lunchtime-ish, and then I'll kind of try and cap it like nothing really after 3.
Yeah.
But I have less coffee now since I've been tracking food, because I prefer to have milk-based coffee drinks over black coffees. So I'll have a black coffee instead, and I'm like, I'm not really enjoying this as much, so then it doesn't make me want another coffee.
I go on and off with it. So like, I can feel a benefit in the morning, but it makes me, and I don't know if it's the right word, it makes me a bit, well, I think you would probably say like anxious, but it's not anxious. I just can't think straight.
Yeah.
So if I'm definitely tired and I have a coffee in the morning, it takes me back to like baseline level of thinking ability. But if I'm already clear-headed and I think, I just fancy a coffee, if I then have a coffee, then my thought process goes all over the place. I think I'm quite sensitive to it. And then once I've had one, then for some reason it triggers me to continuously. And I have like one in the morning, and I only have little ones.
Yeah.
Like one in the morning, one in the afternoon, maybe one mid-afternoon, and then you're in that loop of like, okay, now I'm in trouble because now I'm not going to be able to sleep, and then tomorrow I'm going to need another coffee to wake up, and it resets you to.
Did you see that little reel that I posted on my Instagram a few weeks ago, where it was my love of coffee versus my caffeine sensitivity at 3 p.m. and it was 2 guys like Thai guys, and they were up to their waist in like this big mud bog, and they had boxing gloves on, and they were just swinging at each other because they couldn't move. They were literally just swinging at each other, just battering each other to bits. And it was like, they're just going after each other. And I was like, that's exactly what it's like. It's like, because I'm like, oh man, I really would like to have another coffee. I was like, don't do it, because you'll just be really grumpy.
Does it make you grumpy?
Yeah, it reduces my tolerance level quite significantly if I have too much.
Or you think the caffeine does?
Just the caffeine, I think. Yeah, just makes me like, not anxious isn't the right word.
No. I just can't. I can concentrate, but it makes it harder for me to make a decision. I think I'm like thinking, okay, there's this option. Like normally I think, okay, there's this option and this option. I take this option. And when I have had too much coffee, I'm like, okay, there's all of the. I think I managed to create more options than is necessary. And I'm like, okay, now which one do I choose? So it doesn't make me like I would say anxious about
less decisive.
Yeah. It's just there's then
just the ability to make the decision.
I'm like, no, which one do I need to pick? Or did I think through all of these things when it's probably not even necessary to think through all of them?
Yeah.
There's like 2 options that make sense, go for one of those. I read there was a study. I need to be careful now because I don't know what the study is, but there was a study. There was a study. There have been studies.
Studies were done.
No, I can't quote the study, so I'll have to go and find it afterwards. That said, basically, like performance on caffeine does just return you to your baseline previous performance, but because your performance feels lower because you're tired, you think your performance gets better with caffeine. But it's not getting better. It's just putting you where you would have been normal, and then you dip down below, and you have another coffee to come back to baseline.
Yeah,
sort of wave around the.
A bit like the dopamine stuff, isn't it? It's like you get that little dopamine hit, but then every time you get the hit, you have to.
Yeah, you need more.
It takes you below your base level because you have to drop back down. So it's like, okay, now I need a bigger hit, and then you have to do something like more, like you were saying, like more extreme to get that same feeling, and then it drops you even further down. Which is why, like, I think with the ice bath stuff, it's meant to increase your baseline dopamine by 2.5% or 2.5 times when you do that properly. But then I think, well, that's great, but if you've got to pay that back at some point, you're going to feel shit.
It would actually be more interesting if it didn't increase your baseline dopamine, but it lowered your requirement for dopamine based
just
motivation.
reset everything.
It's like it would then, because it's not that I heard about it. In one of those Human Lab podcasts, he talks about that NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. That's a way, and I'm going to get this wrong. Yeah, somehow resets your dopamine level, so then you're motivated again to go and get that first little hit of dopamine.
Yeah, he had somebody on there,
Gary,
shouting at these dogs, man.
Gary the dog.
Just drives me nuts.
Gary goes, if you dog Gary.
Yeah, but Gary and Jason, I think. That's serious. But they just shout at them to get them in. They go, so get in. The dog's like this big. I'm always shouting at this dog. This dog's brain is the size. Pick the dog up and put it in the house.
Understands it.
Yeah, so he had. I think it was something like she wrote a book, like a dopamine book, like maybe Dopamine Nation or something like that. And she was saying that to do a proper reset takes like 30 days. What? Like of living in the dark and just resetting everything. Like don't do anything, like any of the stuff, like no phone, no gaming, no whatever it was that gave you the hit. You have to just scrap it. And she said the first 2 weeks are the worst. It's just absolutely like really hard.
So what does it feel like the first 2 weeks that you want to do those things to get that little hit of dopamine?
Yeah, it's like an addiction. Yeah, like an addiction.
Yeah, okay, because it is this sort of feel good. But what did we talk about? I really notice I've actually tried to stop using Instagram now in the week completely, and if I can, I push it out even a bit longer. But with this stuff that happened recently, I was checking it. But I noticed then that if I go on there to check a specific thing, I can't get back off it again because I then start to scroll the thing and I can't. But when I had it on my phone and I would check it, so I'd wake up, I'd get through like this waking up thing and then actually be like ready to go. And I think, yeah, I'm motivated to train. And I'll be, I'll have a quick look on Instagram. And then I'm not motivated to train anymore. No. That's it. It's like I got what I was looking for was the training to get my little dopamine hit of progress and motivation. And I got it from the phone. I'm like, and then I'm doing like this loop of like, oh yeah, then I'll do this like we were talking about yesterday. Oh yeah, now I just need to wash the dishes. Now I just need to do this. Like, which are other little dopamine hits, aren't they?
Yeah.
Instead of the big hard one, I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So now I have to think, okay, I'm going to go on Instagram. No, because once you've gone on there, then you're not going to want to go train. Yeah. It's mad, man. Constant internal fight.
A similar but completely different thing. So we just had a coffee and some oats with protein powder in. Like, if I taste the oats before I taste the coffee doesn't taste as good. Okay. So I have to not, like, even when I'm stirring the thing up, I'm like, don't lick the spoon, don't do anything, because the thing that I'm really looking forward to, I'm looking forward to the coffee and the oats after I train. But this tastes amazing when you haven't got any. There's like nothing's ruined it, nothing's tainted it. So I'm like stirring up the protein powder into the oat stuff, and then I'm like,
lick it down.
put that down, because it's going to ruin the coffee, and the coffee is the flavour of that. It's good.
It's mad.
It's funny.
What a little dance.
What a little song and dance we do.
Dance with your brain.
I'm going to check what the time is. Yeah. So we can see if we can get a little session in.
Yeah.
Go. The magic of wireless mics. You can hear me go and do that. Clanging around in the kitchen.
Banging and banging.
Banging, clanging. 9:29. Do the classic. This is how we wash up. We fill the bowl with water and leave it. It's washing up done. There you go. Yeah, it's probably a good time to start rolling with something. Because even if you do half an hour, you've then got an hour to. 9:29. Oh yeah, you couldn't hear any of that, could you? Yeah, I was talking to myself in there. So, yeah,
I need to have a shower.
Probably best to do that after, unless you're really honking and you need a double shower.
I do stink.
You stick some
true.
deodorant on.
I did on purpose because I thought I'm going to stink. I think sometimes.
Oh yeah,
these
man,
t-shirts,
that's
like
they just hold on
carry a
to
bit
it.
of stink, doesn't it? And you like reactivate the stink.
If you think, I mean, let's talk about quality products here. The stink may reactivate, but that thing is still going strong after many years. Same with this one. Many years.
This is one of the longest.
That's one of the original ones, yeah. Before I started printing.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the original
They're quite
ones.
nice though. Those original logo ones on the green. Was they're like not a screen print, is it? It's like a DTG, is it? Like a direct garment print? So you don't even feel it, which is quite cool. I don't know. Yeah, we should release and bang a little few designs together. I'm going to do one of these animal replica ones.
Yeah.
We can put on the back garage built, not born.
I had that in my brain ages ago, that built, not born. Maybe I saw it from them.
I mean, I think there's some stuff also with cars and bikes and so on. It's not uncommon. Like built, not bought.
Yeah.
Car and bike game. We're also built, not bought. That's true. How's that working out for you?
It's still on.
This one?
Good. Yeah, still on.
It's a little while, isn't it? Recording, so is it still recording?
I hope so.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. You still rolling?
Do some sort of sign off. You can use it as a little podcast.
Well, I'll stick. Hey, anything on YouTube, even if one person watches it, it gets the views up. We've got a few extra subscribers this month. 11 more. It's a 5% increase.
11 more by Jigger. Well, 11 more is 11 more. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
It's those ice bath videos. People are lapping them up.
The next.
They don't give out my trainer reviews, but they like an ice bath.
Well, Gary Vee talks about that a bit, though, doesn't he? It's like you don't need to pander to what other people want. No. Just do what you like.
I have been threatening to do a video on all of my trainers and what I use them for, as in, get them out and go, right, these are what, if this is in the workout, this is what I use. This is because I do that. Same with t-shirts, different t-shirt for a different workout.
Training one and a t-shirt.
Yeah. And also a sleep supplement. The stuff that I take for that.
Do your supplements and my supplements.
Yeah.
My supplements mainly chocolate.
Yeah, supplement chocolate with
we can have a
cacao.
Workout cake.
Cake first. Depends how much workout now you want to do.
Enough to cover a cake.
Yeah, I need to move all that stuff. That'll be a little warm up. Move that stuff out of the way.
Shall we quickly? Are you going to train? You going to do something?
Yeah, I train. Yeah, I'll jump on ergs. Yeah, I'd rather train. Okay. Let's get the training done. Prioritise, and then when you're showering and getting your stuff together, I'll drag that out and see what it is.
Loads of time, haven't we?
No, it's like 9:30 now. So if you want to do half an hour to an hour, that's 10:30.
Half an hour. Do the half an hour, 10 minutes on each.
10.
Yeah. Done. And you can do another one later if you want.
Yeah.
For the 3 a days.
Yeah. The 3 time back to back. That's what it's at.
And let's get it done.
Right. Thanks for watching.
See ya.